Could Rin be alive? Alright, so I normally wasn't going to review this particular episode, but it had Rin in it in the flashback, and wherever there's Rin at the moment, I'm there because I find that stuff to be very interesting, and, so I wanted to talk about it. So this particular episode, it actually seems as though this was created right after Kishimoto wrote chapter 599, or, yeah, I believe it was 599 with all the flashbacks, because one, it has Guy Sensei with that red scarf that we saw in there, another, it had Rin in it, so it kind of seemed as though they were trying to keep up with the time so they're not too far behind of what's going on with the manga with this filler, but there were some problems with the episode nonetheless, which is probably why they were able to keep up with it, because the animation, first of all, in this episode was pretty bad. There was some very simplified stuff, like the backgrounds when they're fighting turn into just like green with like lights across it. Personally, the problems in the episode didn't really affect me too much. I mean, they were there and I was like, oh, come on, but I was just really interested in seeing the flashback of Rin and seeing Kakashi and Guy go up against Seven Swordsmen. So, the problems were there definitely as far as the animation goes, and also the other problem was the voice acting. When we see the flashback with Kakashi and Guy, their voices are very, very high-pitched, and especially Kakashi's. It's like, when we saw him in Kakashi Gaiden, his voice was pretty deep because they had the same voice actor that plays the regular Kakashi voice, the little kid version. But in this one, they had like a little kid or a female probably voicing the voice for Kakashi when he was younger. So it kind of didn't make sense because you could tell that Kakashi was already older than the Obito stuff and the flashback. So his voice, if anything, should be deeper or, just the same, not higher pitch. So that was the other problem with the episode. But honestly, I mean, it was problematic to the point where it's like, okay, come on, they could have done better with the animation. But I was still just excited to see, like, they actually added some stuff that's fairly recent with the manga inside of a filler episode. Not to mention you got Kakashi and Guy going up against Seven Swordsmen, which is something that I highly requested to see in filler for a long time. So for me, I'm like, okay, this problem, but I'm glad I'm getting what I wanted. At the cost of getting what I wanted, they took away the awesome animation and stuff. So can't complain too much. Seeing Kakashi and Guy defeating the Seven Swordsmen was pretty awesome. Well, they didn't necessarily defeat them, but they fought them enough time for the Sealers to come and stop them with a technique. And who exactly was it that stopped them? Because there was a shadow jutsu that was made to hold them, but they didn't really show who it was. I'm guessing it was Shikamaru's father. I don't know. They didn't really show who it was. And I like really how they showed the flashback, and that's what I want to talk about. The flashback with Rin is almost as if the studio was hinting at something. And I'm not talking about just the chapters that we already read, but what if they were hinting at there's a possibility Rin is still alive? And the thing about it is, you could say, yeah, it's filler and everything like that, but remember, the studio has a far higher connection with Kishimoto than any of us. They got to run this through him before they can do any of this, because this could conflict with his actual story. So what if them showing that was, they had to go through Kishimoto and say, yo, can we show this? Can we hint at something? You think about it. And Kishimoto was like, yeah, go for it. Because at the current moment, even if, let's just say, Kishimoto changes his mind and it conflicts with the story further down the road, at the very moment, Kishimoto had to say, yeah, that's not going to conflict. Go ahead, go for it. So what if there's a possibility they were hinting at something? I don't know, because we see that Ran girl, and I don't think she was Rin. She was just a different girl that looked just like Rin. Her name was Ran, and it was really sort of like, wow, what if Rin is actually still alive? Because why would they show this flashback out of nowhere? Of course, it went with the story of them, remembering a time when they were in a jam, but still, I don't know. It just kind of, it was exciting to see the anime do this so close to what just happened, see them implement something like that, and I was really excited to see. So, animation, voice acting, okay, yeah, those problems, but the overall content, which is what's supposed to reign supreme overall, the actual storytelling and just your enjoyment of it was definitely there. So if you can get past bad animation and voice acting, then I highly recommend this filler if you want to, get a little bit of enjoyment of what happened recently with the manga, with Rin, seeing a little bit of Rin in there, and also just seeing Kakashi and Guy versus the Seven Swordsmen, because, yeah, there's bad animation, yeah, the voice acting here and there, but it's still cool to see. I don't know, for me, it was cool to see. Of course, I'm not, like, being idiotic about it. I know that there's problems, but I was just enjoying the content. But let me know what you think. Did the problems really make the episode suffer so bad that you were just like, no, get it out of here? Or were you just like, oh, wow, we get to see a Seven Swordsman battle, and also we get to see some stuff that, with the manga that recently happened, some flashbacks. Well, it wasn't from the manga. Let me clarify that. This was, completely different, but to actually see Rin and see young Kakashi and young Guy and, you know, that sort of era was very a nice treat in my opinion. But again, let me know what you think. I pretty much said all there is. Bad animation, voice acting was sketchy, but the content nonetheless was there as far as the enjoyment of, you know, them fighting the swordsman and seeing Rin. That's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up if you can't wait to see what's going to happen with actually Rin in the story. I know I'm jumping way overboard. And also, if you want to see me review the Chikara Power filler arc, which is supposed to start, I believe, at the end of November, let me know, because I'm considering it, since it's actually going to be a full arc, because, you know, if some of you may know, I haven't really been reviewing the episodes consistently. But if you want to see me review Chikara Power, let me know, and I'll probably will review it, because it's actually a full arc of stuff. So just let me know. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.